Hi ladies, this is Tia and today is the day. Today I'm going to do the Q&A for my previous video entitled Let's Talk About It. So I'm going to try to answer as many of the questions as I can from Instagram and from the comment section of that video. If you don't get your question answered here on camera, I will definitely respond, typing a response in the comment section below your response. But real quick, I definitely want to let you know, in case you are interested in this hairstyle, I actually filmed a video tutorial and that video will go live on my channel this coming Tuesday. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to do this look. But let's go ahead and get to the questions and answers. So my first question is, I want to know, was it hard to start your YouTube channel? I would like to know what's a really good protective style that lasts about a week. No weaves. I've been working out a lot lately. I struggle with dandruff. I've been noticing my scalp has been flaking more often, but saying all that to say, is it okay to wash my hair twice a week? And I have to wash twice a week or my scalp gets very itchy. So any tips on that? Starting my YouTube channel was not hard. I started it off just as a hobby and it just kind of began to grow from there. I used to be very shy and embarrassed about even telling people, and when they would come and tell me they saw my YouTube video, then I would kind of literally cringe in my seat like, oh my god. When I first started, this was a hobby, so I didn't do it all the time. I just kind of did it here and there, and it just kind of took off. I think when you're passionate about what you're doing, it just takes on a life of its own, and especially when you are following in the steps of whatever God is leading you to do, then take the jump, have faith, and just start it. Now, to answer your question about a protective style, I actually have a few protective style videos here on my channel. I have one that's called 5 Fab Easy Protective Styles, so you can check out that video. Another one is my sleek side bun, that's also here on my channel, and I will leave those links for you in a reply to your question. And the last one about the scalp. It is never bad to wash your hair, especially if you're washing twice a week. If your hair is natural, you can wash it as often as you want to. Now, one thing I would say is be careful about the type of agent that you are using to wash your hair. And I would suggest maybe trying out apple cider vinegar rinse in lieu of maybe using harsh shampoos. Or one thing that I believe in wholeheartedly and absolutely love, and I think that it will also be very helpful to your scalp, is using the shampoo bar by Obia Natural Hair Care. And you can go to her website, obianaturalhair.com, and check out her shampoo bars. She has some that are really great, but to help aid in flaky scalp or dry itchy scalp, then definitely trying doing hot oil treatments, and then also using an apple cider vinegar rinse in lieu of maybe a shampoo, or just kind of wetting your hair down and co-washing all of the time, but maybe just rinsing it clean, because the apple cider vinegar is very helpful and beneficial to dry scalp or flaky scalp or dandruff or things like that. So my next question is, hi Tia, I have to admit I get frustrated with my natural hair. I've been natural almost 3 years, but it's hard to find the appropriate products for my hair. I've tried Shea Moisture, Curls, Diva, etc. I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong with really defining my hair and clumping my curls. Sometimes the products worked and then other times they don't. Any suggestions? My hair is frizzy 3C. I would not give relaxing my hair a thought. That's not for me, but I need help. I'm trying to follow the curly girl method. Please help. Now, for my response to that is, if you are trying the curly girl method, my main thing is to stay very consistent with it. Things that help to define your curls. If you have watched my recent updated wash and go video, I kind of speak about how using the tightly curly method in conjunction with the curly girl method has definitely helped with defining my curls. Now, some of the things that can cause frizz is using hot water. If you're using hot water on your hair, never use hot water. I always use cool to maybe lukewarm to wash, rinse, or do anything with my hair. Other things is with fighting frizz. You want to make sure that you're tying your hair up at night. You know, I preach and teach not to touch your hair until it is absolutely 100% dry, because of course fingers cause frizz. So my hair is actually wet in this ponytail now. Even though it's in a ponytail, I will not touch my hair until it is 100% completely dry. Now, using the curly girl method, just stay consistent with it. Over time, it gets better and better and better. It does take about 6 weeks before you notice a true difference. However, be sure to be patient with it, because again, it takes time. Is it completely frizz-free now? No, but it does get better as far as reduction in your frizz factor. Another thing is moisture training your hair. So even though you may go wash your hair and do a co-wash, and try to go, even like when my early days of using the curly girl method, I never went a full week without co-washing or rinsing my hair. Deep condition your hair on a weekly basis overnight, and just again, consistency is key. And then so even if I couldn't go in and co-wash my hair, then I would just spray cool water all over my hair, drench it down, and then just walk around the house with a towel across my shoulders and just allow my hair to air dry. If you are using a heat or a diffuser or any of those things, those definitely cause more frizz as well. So consider air drying if you're not doing so already. But definitely stick in there and mix and match. Keep trying different products, but don't go and try expensive products that only give you a little bit in a bottle. I would definitely find like some bulk conditioners, Ross. Definitely make sure that you're reading your ingredients so that you are not accidentally putting silicones in your hair or using things that would contribute to your hair, blocking your hair from receiving adequate and proper moisture. Some other things that you can use is steam treatment, trying out maybe the Beautiful Steamer or a Q-Redo, and use those when you do your deep conditioning treatment, because it allows your hair to open up the cuticles and actually absorb your deep treatments and absorb the moisture that is needed, and it adds moisture back into your hair. Next month, I'll be 2 years natural and heat-free. I'm not discouraged with my hair at all. I also had a big problem with my hair being dry, so I started the curly girl method last week. My question is, how long did it take for your hair to moisture train to be able to do conditioner only wash and goes? I'm trying to perfect my wash and go, but without gel, it looks like a wash and fro. Girl, I definitely feel you. Listen, I feel you. When I first started the curly girl method, that was when I really considered myself beginning to moisture train, or what I like to call moisture train my hair. And before, I would say it probably took me, honestly, I would say about at least 4 to 5 months, maybe 6 months before I was able to do a true conditioner only wash and go. That lasted, I'll say that lasted. Before, when I first started the curly girl method, I was enjoying it so much because my curls began to define much better. And honestly, I was afraid to use gel on my hair because I thought it would make it stiff and hard and blah, blah, blah. But my wash and goes were not lasting. I would have to go back and redo them probably by day 3 because I was losing a lot of curl definition and my hair would frizz out a lot and it just wasn't holding. Just again, over time, I think me washing or co-washing with cold water and rinsing my hair to help moisture train. Now again, I want to stress, back then I wasn't doing a wash and go and allowing it to last a full 7-8 days. Before then, that was just no bueno, it wasn't happening because my hair said, no sugar, no baby, I don't do that. So I would have to go back and rinse my hair. So what my routine back then was, I would basically rinse and co-wash, or rinse my hair every other day and co-wash my hair once a week. So I'll say that maybe Friday was my deep condition night. So I would apply my deep conditioner to dry hair, tie it up in a baggie, sleep overnight. Then Saturday morning I would get up and co-wash my hair, co-wash my conditioner, deep conditioning treatment out, cleanse my hair really well, detangle, apply my product. Then by Tuesday, I was back in the shower. I did not co-wash, but I thoroughly rinsed my hair with just water. Then get back out and apply the Tresemme Naturals conditioner again, leave it in my hair, air dry. And so I would repeat the process until I got to Friday again. Then I would repeat the process, apply my deep conditioning treatment, and then just start the process all over. So basically I was rinsing my hair and reapplying product every other day, and this helped a great deal with my moisture training, which did in fact allow me to have better defined curls and wear my wash and go much longer. I did begin to experiment with gel for a while, and I actually liked having the gel in my hair, but what I didn't like was the flaking from the gel, where my wash and go lasted without using gel a full week. I would say it probably took me about 4 to 6 months before I got to that point. So this question is from Instagram. It says, I'm feeling frustrated with my hair. I haven't seen much growth in the last couple of years with constant trimming. I have median to fine 4A hair and usually do twist outs, but they usually leave my hair uneven and not voluminous. I use the lock method. Relaxing my hair isn't an option, as well as straightening because I don't want heat damage. I don't know what to do. Sigh. Have you gotten a professional curl cut? Your hair looks flawless. So the first thing I want to answer or respond to is sometimes you have to be careful with trimming your hair so often, because sometimes you are cutting off what you just grew in. And if you're not using heat on your hair, and you're taking very good care of your hair, then more than likely you don't need to trim your ends as much as you think that you would. For instance, because I don't use heat on my hair and I know that I take really good care of my hair, I actually don't trim my ends. Maybe every 4 to 6 months is when I trim, but the only time I trim at the four month interval is because I've been out in the heat a lot, or I've been neglecting my hair or whatever, meaning I can tell that my ends are getting either thin, scraggly, or I'm getting single strand knots a lot. So I definitely think that you should definitely examine your hair and make sure that it needs to be trimmed if you are not using heat, and if you are again, manipulating your hair a lot and causing it to have, for some reason, to have your ends damaged more often. I would say give it time, go through, maybe do what they call the search and destroy, meaning take your hair just little bit by little and trim the strands. Thank you very, 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 very much for the compliment. I really appreciate that. I've not ever had my hair professionally cut or trimmed, straight or curly, since I began my natural hair journey 4 years ago. And so I usually trim my ends myself, and you can actually check out my video to see how I trim my ends. And the video is titled Trim Your Ends the Curly Girl Way. I would definitely say if you're not seeing growth, maybe try less manipulating with your hair. I do have sections of my hair as well that doesn't grow as fast as the other. I actually have one side that grows longer than the other and faster, but I notice that when I actually leave my hair alone, it just catches up. So even though maybe my right side may be growing a little faster than the left side or vice versa, my hair will catch up to itself. So I would say leave your hair alone, meaning stop manipulating it so much if that is something that you are doing, because that is one of the things that helps me. When I do my wash and go, I really leave my hair alone and don't mess with it too often, and then every now and then I do protective styling or whatever. So just kind of allow your hair to flourish and allow it to breathe. Protective styling is great and wonderful for hair, but just let your hair out every now and then and allow it to breathe and just kind of be, so that it can get used to being out. Make sure you actually examine your hair before you trim it. Now, I do know some ladies who actually straighten their hair or blow their hair out to do a trim, and a lot of times our natural hair is frizzy at the ends because that's what it wants to do. It wants to be in its curly state. So even though we blow it out, the ends look frizzy and they look damaged, but they actually may not be damaged, and then we end up trimming off what we have grown in, and which makes our hair appear that it's not growing when it actually is growing. So if you're going to straighten your hair, then I would suggest you actually straighten your hair all the way out and then examine your ends and then trim from there, versus just trimming your ends because they look damaged.
Don't miss out on part 2 of this video. Follow my blog, Me, My Girls, and OurNaturalCurls.com. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. Thanks for watching.